Oh, what's up? We're back with another episode of the Wiley Show. Last night, oh my gosh, last night was amazing. Like we had a good time. If y'all don't know, that we had a members only event, a members only Zoom, and people were talking on there, and it was so much fun. So if you want to become a member, sign up because every Sunday we do a members only live where we have a conversation. That's every single Sunday. We try to do it every Sunday, and so we try to do it on Zoom so you, the audience, can talk as well. So it was a beautiful conversation. I mean, we talked about a lot in members only. So make sure y'all go there. And the members do speak. And so they kind of like whatever's on their mind, they talk about it. We do therapy, we do hot topics, whatever's on our mind, we talk about. And so that was on our members only, which was yesterday. So if you have missed that, I don't know what to tell you. Make sure y'all go grab your membership and go ahead on and do it because yesterday was such a beautiful members only. I believe we had about 30 people in the Zoom. I think about 20 people tried to sign up, trying to look at the Zoom today. And it was so many people trying to sign up today for the Zoom. And the Zoom was like yesterday. Okay. So that'll let you know people are loving our Zoom. So, and that is pretty every Sunday we do the Zoom. Sometimes doing early, sometimes in the evening, but it's definitely have been such an honor. So we got some videos that we got to put out. Today is Monday, you guys. And so I'm looking forward to it. I said, hey, we got to go live today. I said, I had to do my schoolwork. And I said, hey, we got a lot to discuss in this particular live. Now, it's 42 of y'all over there on station here. Y'all head over to YouTube, all right? Okay, head over to YouTube. Okay. So I had to tell them over there, all right? So the Zoom, how much it is to sponsor a Zoom, it's only $75 to sponsor a Zoom. And if you pay the $75, then we leave the Zoom information up, like for people can connect. So it's like $75 to sponsor a Zoom. And so that is for like people that are like non-members want to get into their Zoom with you on Sundays. And then also sometimes too, we don't necessarily do it on Sundays. Sometimes we do a Zoom throughout the week. So you have to make sure you become a member. Now, one thing I love about the members only, they send you an email and they let you know, hey, this is going on. And then for the people that are like non-paid, if somebody sponsor a Zoom, I put it on the community wall and they say, hey, anybody want to do it? Come on and see it. But it's a good vibe. Like we have a lot of people that contribute and talk about it on the Zoom, and it's a lot of good people that come on there and talk. Okay. So we got a lot of stuff to discuss in this video. I first of all will tell you I will make a couple of y'all upset. That's to be expected. A couple of y'all will be upset and we're not playing no games. And I already know that. So I already know y'all going to be like, oh, what's going on? A couple of y'all going to make y'all upset, but this is what we do when we come to that. And I want to break it down in this. And it's a lot of stuff that I do want to break down in this members only today that apparently that we have to talk about. Now, let's first get into T.I. and his son. Everybody said, Wally, you should talk about this. First of all, I think his son is very privileged, and he keep trying to say he want to be hood. He want to grow up with roaches. He want to grow up in the gutter. Bruh, you're not. Your life experience that T.I. had to go through, you didn't have to go through. You're privileged. I think you're fascinated with the hood because you didn't have to grow up in the hood. So it seems to you like it's Disney World, but you didn't grow up in the hood. So appreciate growing up in privilege. You had a rich mom, you got a rich dad, you got a rich mother. You don't want the hood. Everybody want hood when it's time to be hood. Everybody want to be street when it's time to be street. Are you willing to lay down? Are you willing to like sacrifice yourself? Do you really want that? Do you really want to lose of getting attacked or losing your chain, getting robbed, getting beat, even getting deleted? Like, do you really want that? It's like you want to be in there because you're fascinated by this quote unquote society. Like, bro, people in the hood don't want to be in the hood. They want to be out in the hood. They want to live your life. They want to live in a suburb. They want to live in peace. Only a stupid, dumb person want to do hood. Me personally, I grew up in the hood. Do you think I want to go back to Inglewood? Do you think I want to go back to Justine? Do you think do you think do I want to go back to that, to the same? No, I don't. Even though I would say I represent like Inglewood all day. I mean, I grew up there as a teenager and as a young adult. But do I want to go back and raise a family there? Not in this current condition. I'd be stupid. No. Like, I like the suburban life. I like living where you can walk your dog and you don't have to worry about getting robbed or losing your life like that. Like even though it's bad everywhere, people say that, but it's even worse in the hood. Let's be clear. Growing up in the good parts of Dallas is way better than growing up in Inglewood. Growing up in the suburban areas is way better than growing up in Inglewood. Let's be clear. Like, Inglewood is different culturally and with violence than it is living in the area that he's living in, right? So let's stop it. Now, his father, T.I., they fighting and all that. It's stupid, but I don't understand parents. Y'all created this monster. You created this monster. You created this guy of want to do what he want to do. Now he's grown, and now you want to throw them hands. You should have been did that. Should have been whipped his tail when he was a little kid. He's an adult now, so let him do that. And all that, him getting on the internet, taping all this stuff, is crazy. It ain't nothing. Y'all taping another reality show. Y'all doing this so y'all can do another reality show. I get it. It's all a ploy. Because, like, why put this on front of the camera? Y'all never did this before. Everything the guy did was crazy. Either y'all setting up a show, y'all trying to do another storyline. Because at first, the mama and daddy, they were saying they was taking people in dungeons and taking their yonis and putting handcuffs on them and just snatching them and just taking their innocence. But now y'all just want to say, oh, he having a little scuffle with his son. Like, come on now. It seemed like this is all a plot to get a storyline. That's what it seems like. Because, like, why do this on the camera? Why do that at a football game? We don't care. This is rich people problems. Rich people problems. I'm concerned about parents abusing their children. They don't know if they're going to make it ends meet, and they take it out on their children because they getting pooped on in the world. They lost their job or they can't afford rent. So they drinking themselves to death or using all this type of substance. That's who I'm worried about. But this, I ain't worried about this because, again, you know how your son is, T.I. and Tiny. Y'all know how your son is. He's a very privileged kid. His lifestyle is totally different from y'all growing up. And this is why the parent that's privileged have to really show the child that lifestyle. It'd be like, okay, do you really want this? And I'll appreciate it. But then also, I think he's fascinated with his father being a rapper. He glorified the street culture. So he probably said, hey, I really want this. But T.I. need to tell him, like, bro, you don't want this. It's crazy. Like, you don't want to grow up how I grew up because you won't survive. He will not survive 1 week, 2 weeks in the hood. He will not. He will get destroyed. They will gobble him up like a piece of meat. He will not last in prison. He will not last. This light, bright, bleach-haired dude will not last 1 day in prison or in the hood. They will gumble him up. As long as he got money or whatever, they still will take his money and will destroy him. Like, it's like not gonna happen. It's like, you really think you want that because you're fascinated by what these rappers rap about, and half of these rappers that really glorify the street culture didn't even grow up in the streets than damn so they grew up in the suburbs. Like, it's crazy. And it's okay to be privileged. It is okay to be rich. It is okay to be bougie. You don't have to be in the streets. Like, who told you that? Like, that don't make you hard. Like, come on, bro. Most people in the streets, unless they just been conditioned, most people want to be out of there. Don't want to go back. Once I got out of Inglewood, I'm not trying to beat down to go back to Inglewood. No. Absolutely. I damn sure don't want to go back in no house full of roaches and mice. Who want to grow up like that? I was embarrassed. Like, having a book bag full of roaches and it opens on and the roaches come out and the teacher screaming. Like, I don't want to grow up back. Like, I don't want to experience that ever again. Neither do I want my children to experience that. So when I was able to get out to a better life, I'm good. I don't want to go back to roaches and mice and getting attacked by rats and And who want to grow up like that? You got to be stuck on stupid if you want to go back to that life. Not me. Absolutely not. You come there and the family, we got to spray the roaches and you can smell the stench of roach infested house. Have you ever been in a roach infested house? You can smell the roaches. You can smell like you got infested of rats or infested with mice or infested with roaches. Like, that's how bad I grew up. But do I want to go back into that? Not me. Absolutely not. Once I was able to get out and once I was able to have a washing machine and dryer and have a gym, I'm good. You know what I'm saying? I'm good. I don't want to go back to that at all. I don't want to go back to that at all. You open up some bread, you can't even eat it because half of it eat by the mice. They ripped over the stuff. Like, you got to lock stuff in steel pots and put duct tape around so the mice won't get involved or cut through it. Like, I don't want to go through that again. Like, so this dude want to do that life, you go right ahead. I'll swap with you in a second. Like, ain't no way in the world that I want to grow up back in poverty. No, I'm working my butt off just to stay above that. You know what I mean? Like, come on. Every day I'm up every single day to make sure. That's why I make sure I keep my rent paid. And I have this anxiety. As soon as I get the money, I'm paying the rent. I pay it early because I don't want to go back and have to go to the hood and live in these roach-infested, mice-infested areas just to pay cheap rent. I don't care about paying the amount of rent that I pay. As long as I'm in a safe environment, clean environment, no bed bugs environment, I'm good. But just trying to brag about going back to the hood, absolutely not. I don't want to go back to that. Now, I talk about the hood all day. Do I miss the community in Inglewood? Absolutely. But do I want to go back to the lifestyle? Hell no. No. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. Have to dodge and, people poom poom pounding each other. Who want to go back to that? Not me. I'll never forget it, like growing up in Inglewood, getting robbed, getting beat up and robbed. And then, you know what I'm saying, doing that type of crazy stuff. And I'm just minding my business. I ain't committing no crime. I ain't robbing nobody. I'm just minding my own business, going to work, and I got beat up and robbed right in front of my grandmother's house. That's how bad it was. And then I moved somewhere else and got robbed there. So it was like back, the weapon in your face, taking everything that you have. So, no, he wouldn't have survived on 63rd. Absolutely, he wouldn't have survived. He would have punked out. He would be cooperating with the cops. He wouldn't have survived that. And the only reason why I survived is because of church. Listen, I got my Holy Bible. Where my Bible at? I don't know what my grandma did with my Bible. Okay, it's somewhere around here. I would get my Bible. I wore my church clothes. I'm hitting it to the train station. And it was nothing but the grace of God. I was going to choir rehearsal, directing the choir, going to Bible, and I would walk. Sometimes I didn't even have bus fare. I love God so much that I walked to church. Because one of the church members, they didn't want to take me no more. They was a little jealous. They didn't want to take me no more. First, they said, "Oh, brother, I'll come pick you up." Now, mind you, they have to go past my grandmother's house to get to 57th Indiana, right? They wouldn't even take me, right? So I said, no problem. I walked from 65th and Justine to 57th, 35 South Indiana. I walked to church. In the stump hood, you're walking in territories, and I walked. And I wasn't like afraid, like, oh my God, I'm so afraid, because I was so accustomed to the hood that I wasn't afraid. I just walked, and I will put on my speakerphone gospel tunes, the canteen spirituals, and I will walk to church. And then I will see Brother Vic at the door waiting for me to open up the key to get inside the church. That was my life. And that's what kept me going. Instead of choosing the street life, I chose God life. I chose that life because I had a grandmother that instilled to me, this is the rules. You going to school, you going to church. At first, I didn't like it, but then I started loving it. I found something I liked. I like school. I like debate. I like the after school program. I like my military uniform. And I like church. I appreciated church because it gave me something actively to do. Like I felt like a superstar. I felt a sense of purpose, a sense of community. That's what I felt like. But do I want to go back to the hood? Absolutely not. I don't want to go back to the hood. That's how I'll be trying to tell my hope the church that I'm at now, hope they move to a better area, in a nice suburban area. Like, I get it. You want to be where the community at? That's the only reason why I haven't been to church, pastor, because y'all a little sketchy neighborhood. But that's all I like online. But do I want to go back to the hood? No, I will never forget it. I will have on a certain color. Not a certain color, but I will be walking, like going to church. And he's like, young blood, you got to be careful walking. You got to get this heat because we at war. I said, excuse me? I said, and I told this man, I said, I'm not worried about your war because I'm a soldier in God's army. And I kept walking to the green line. Now, mind you, we were at war. People were losing their life. But I had a willing mind to serve God. At that time, I didn't care nothing about the war and all that type of stuff. I went on to church. And I said this. I said, if I going to church, okay. I said, Lord, listen. I was on my way to serve you in your house. And I was the leader. That's the way to go. Honestly, if you have to go, you're on your way to serve God and you have to lose it. So I really wasn't that fearful, and that was because of some of it was I was just accustomed to the life. We always at war. They told me we at war. We always at war. Somebody always deleting somebody. And I didn't know how bad it was until I got out of it. And I was like, oh my God, it was so bad. Because I'm still, I lock my doors, triple lock my doors, watch my back and all that. It's been a while. So anyway, but yeah, I remember that. I remember like growing up in the hood. And that was something. Now, I've seen people get deleted. You know what I'm saying? I've seen people get deleted. Lost friends, people that I grew up with. We were little kids, and they're no longer with us because they chose the streets. A lot of my friends, or people we grew up in school, they chose the street. They chose it pretty early, and that's all they knew. And it's like generations just gone. And I didn't want that for my life. I have brothers to this day chose the streets. They wanted the streets. And they're in prison right now. Two of them in prison. These are two young men, could be doctors, lawyers, preachers, pastors, owners of NBA teams, whatever they want to be, but they're spending most of their youth in their 20s in prison. Beautiful family, got beautiful children, yet they're in prison, destroying their lives in their 20s. They're literally in their 20s, right? This is a prime decade for you to experience world, going to college, being an entrepreneur, doing something creative of your life, but yet you're spending it in prison. And it's sad. It's really sad to be in your early 20s. And I got a brother in one of his early 20s, maybe in one of his mid 20s, both in prison. Mm-hmm. And they go there, they're not afraid, they're not sad, they're just accustomed. And it's an addiction almost. But you know what I'm saying? And they choose the hood. They like the hood. They go there. Mom moved to the suburbs. F that. They still gonna get to the hood. They love that hood. And every time they go there, they end right back in prison. It's just like clockwork. So, dude, look, whatever his name is, King Harris, you don't want the hood. That life, you don't want it. You won't survive. You will not survive because half of them gonna be jealous of who your father is. And the other half, they just mad at the world. They're just going to delete you just to have a brag. Yeah, I took out T.I.'s son. I smoked him up in the pack. They just want to. So you will not survive. Because that whole thing, I'm T.I.'s son, blah, blah, ain't going to work. It may work for maybe a week or two, but you got another side that's going to want to delete you anyway because they can't stand your father. And they just hate you because they pissed off that you're using them as a project, as a playground, and they're going to be jealous. Hey, man, you blah, blah, blah. We ain't not no fantasy. They're gonna delete you and they're gonna take them little honey bun cakes that you got behind. They're gonna snatch you up and destroy you, and you're gonna be screaming to go back home if you ever make it back home. Stupid dummy, you dumb, and you light bright. You shouldn't be doing that. Stupid, you so dumb. Go on to the hood, and then if you go to the hood, snatch his. Don't give him his inheritance. Don't give him nothing. Let him go there by himself, broke. They will snatch you up, stupid. You already light bright and dumb and stupid. You gonna stand out. You got bleach hair. You light and an MFer. You just light. You're not gonna survive. You don't have that much street smarts. You can't Google that. You just gotta know it. You ain't gonna last long. They're going to destroy you. They're going to take that, you're going to leave there with scars, and you already going to turn red. They're going to destroy you. You're going to get destroyed. So stop telling me you want that life. And you will not survive prison. Me personally, I know I will not survive prison in the street culture. I will know again, I'll either join the Nation of Islam, the people, the Muslims. I'll be in the prison library. Whatever, I will be literally in the prison library. I will literally not try to be in the streets. Of course, I'm going to have a clique, so I'm going to have to be with the Muslims. Somebody I'm going to have to be with to shield me. I'm going to be right in the prison library. Like, right there, minding my own business. But even when you're doing that, you still got to watch your back, especially if you're in a maximum security prison. Especially, you know what I'm saying? It's just like, you just don't want that life. I don't want that life for you, bro. And I get it. You have an identity crisis. You grew up privileged, right? You trying to duplicate because you love your father. You worship your father. So you want to duplicate his upbringing. You can't, bro. Your father is the reason why you have the privilege. Without your father's sacrifice and him making it out, you have this life. You have a mother, because of her skill set, that you can live this luxury life. You don't have to do the gutter. Come on now. Stop playing with me. Okay? You are a spoiled brat. You spoil you. You don't want to do the hood. You think you want to do the hood because you think it's miserable. It's not a lot of happiness. People are sick in the hood. They don't want to be broke, poor, with roaches. That's why they're doing all the violence. So they don't have nothing. You don't see people in your neighborhood robbing, doing drive-by, because y'all got the money. Y'all got the resources. Come on. Let's not play that game. You really think you want to do that? Bruh, stop it. Stop it. I grew up in the hood, in the Huntress and Roseland, Inglewood, two of the worst neighborhoods in Chicago. And do I want to go back? Nope. And I survived because it was my time, and I didn't choose that life. I chose the light. Let him know, Wally, he ain't about that. I chose the light. I chose Jesus. And I didn't appreciate it then. I didn't. I said, man, well, we're going to church. I'm tired of church every day. And we went to church every day. And my pastor, he's very long-winded. I love my uncle. Very long-winded. Baby, you go to church at 8 o'clock. They're going to do offering. This is a small church. They're going to do offering. It's a certain amount they're going to raise. And they get stingy at that offering, man. Stingy. Now, y'all know, come here, let's raise the money. They won't hardly put the money in the basket, right? They didn't believe in tithing. They only believe in offering. Okay, Pastor, he up about 9 o'clock. He up there. He won't get done until 11 o'clock, 11:30 or 12. Now, mind you, we got to go to school. Now, mind you, I was at the church. Sometimes I get at the church about like 5:30, 6 o'clock because I would clean. I would get ready for the service. I would take out the garbage. You know, pretty much I'm there about 5 p.m. And then I don't leave the church building until about 11:30, 12 o'clock at night. But yet I got to get up early in the morning for school because I got to be at school in formation at 7:45 a.m. That was pretty much my life. And my uncle, if you say, I got to go to school, you better serve the Lord and you better make sure you got the Holy Ghost. Like, it was always about the Holy Ghost. Get saved. Get God in your life. Don't worry about school. Get the Holy Ghost. That was it. If you have any problem, don't worry about them problems. Get saved. Call Jesus. Get the Holy Ghost. Don't come now with all your problems, especially if you were kids. It was Holy Ghost, get saved, call Jesus, eat downstairs, Jesus, 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 the Holy Ghost. You on your way to hell for X, Y, and Z. You did that? You didn't repent? Go on your way to hell. So that's what I went through. And it wasn't this new form of church. Like, we was at church for hours. There wasn't this new form of church like you in there, the preacher about maybe 30 minutes, 35 minutes. We out of there. No, he preaching scripture. Got about, I want you to give me Peter, go give me Romans, you go give me Corinthians. He would preach different scripture. And it's kind of hard to follow. You really got to be in the spirit. Because Bishop Cartwright, who have multiple different scriptures. And of course, he talked about his upbringing. He would preach it and he would talk until he get tired. You there for hours. Hours. You know, I used to feel jealous because like other people, they grew up and then they church. They had a church maybe in an hour or two. We in church, baby, Sunday school. Lord have mercy. And you want to do the hood, King, you stupid. You want to do the hood. Sunday school starts at 10 a.m. Okay, we in Sunday school. We don't get out of Sunday school because Bishop got to get up and talk and teach and talk and talk. Sometimes we don't get out of Sunday school until 1, 2 o'clock p.m. And I said, Bishop, and again, I always been the one to challenge. Like, Pastor, I think we in Sunday school too long. What you mean we in Sunday school too long? You can't put no time on God, the Spirit of God. You can't put all that time. You on man time. Don't worry about that. Don't worry about that time. I said, but Bishop, we have visitors that come in and we still in Sunday school. So once Sunday school over, they go home because they think service is over. They're not about to stay for a whole nother service. I said, Bishop, you got to bring it down. What you mean you got to bring it down to Sunday school? The Lord, I said, oh, Lord Jesus. All right. And I get that long talking from my uncle. He would talk for hours and hours. I'm going to close in my clothes. And then he'll put the Bible down. Don't worry about it. You think he about to, no, he not. Oh, let me put that Bible down. Sister, give me that scripture. Shabbat. That scripture. He opened it back up. He got to read some more scriptures, right? And so that's what I grew up under, in the hood. And I love, don't get me wrong, I love my uncle. I love the upbringing. But I appreciate my new apostle. I appreciate my new pastor because he's not as lengthy. And I appreciate Apostle Kevin Cunningham. Let me tell you why. And King, I hope you're listening to this. I appreciate him because he allowed the women to teach. He allowed his wife to preach. And it don't seem like the women are just in the kitchen cooking. They actually doing duties in the church. I like that his daughter get to do her content creator stuff and his daughter get to teach. I love that he have an evangelist. So that to me made me feel good because when I grew up in church, the women couldn't do that. Now they allow the older women to teach because in the scripture, the older women can teach the young women. Like my grandmother, they only had 2 mothers. So I remember seeing that. But they couldn't be in the pulpit teaching. They had to stand up on the altar and teach the young women, right? So, but they could not get in the pulpit and preach. I've never seen a woman get in the pulpit and preach at church because he was totally against it. And so my uncle was very bold, very controversial because he was very controversial. And we in the hood, he would speak against women preachers. Why women preachers standing right there? I couldn't believe one woman preacher looked at my uncle like, you about to get these hands. And he would say that verbatim. I'm against when women are not supposed to be in here preaching. You're on your way to hell, all that preaching. God ain't called you to preach. That's a lie from the pits of hell. He would say verbatim. He was very direct. And to this day, my uncle is still that controversial. Now, he don't have no members. He only have about 6 members. He about 6 funerals away of shutting down if new members don't come. About 6 members. So, but he's very controversial. Very old school. It's so old school. Extremely old school of it. Very extremely old school. And so, but we grew up in the hood, but I appreciated it because I appreciated, even though my uncle was old school, he taught me some business. Like he was very old school, but he taught me business. He taught me about being up in the church, locking the church up, learning the church business. And that's a lot that comes with church. It's not just preaching. I know, all that. You got to mentor your members, talk to your members and all of that. But my uncle, he had his own idea. And it took me enough to get to as an adult And that's what I kind of struggle. Still kind of struggle with my new pastor. I struggle. That's why I don't do nothing. I don't do praise and worship. No, I'm not going to do praise and worship because if people are going to be messy saying, why you got Wiley praise and worship? He lived this other lifestyle. So I go there and I'm silent. Because again, I'm coming in, I'm very controversial. I did a lot of controversial things. And I have a very controversial show. And if they see me up there, they'll try to destroy it. Because they did that toward the end of my relationship with Bishop. Like, because my social media presence was growing, they start emailing Bishop Cartwright about me and about the things that I was doing. So it destroyed their relationship. It destroyed to the point it was nasty. So that's why I kept not. When I go to Apostle Kevin Cunningham Church, I don't try to say nothing because people is watching me. It is a microscope on me, and I know it. So that's how I be silent. And because people will say something, if I try to lead and do something, they will destroy it. And I don't want them to get caught in the crossfire, and I don't want to be provoked to cut somebody out. So I don't say anything. I go into church. I'm just silent. You don't even know I'm there unless he called me up. Because Apostle Kevin Collins said, please don't call me up. He called me up. Brother Br0Ke, come up here, Brother Wally. I said, oh my gosh, no. I'm not going to come up here and start talking. And so he called me up. He said, I want you to be a member of here. I said, okay, that's good. I know God meant for me to be there, but it's something. But only way I'm talking about this, King, because we in the hood. In the hood, King. You want to be in the hood, right? They said, let me see. They said, so you think you destroyed your uncle? No. I think my uncle destroyed it with his outdated principles. And it's no shade. I think my uncle destroyed it. I think me coming out, I don't think I destroyed anything. I think it was my uncle. Because like when it's another member that left for 30-some years, been there for 30-some years. My brother left, I said it's because of my uncle's outdated principle. He's a very extremely controversial when it comes to, if you go to his church, you will see what I'm talking about. It's not that many people. But he's against women cannot do anything other than they could be a missionary, they could be a wife. You can't be no bishop. You can't be no evangelist. You can prophesize, but you cannot preach. It was totally against, and especially women cannot lay hands. So, but that's what it was. And so when I said what I said, I don't think I destroyed it. I think I confirmed what everybody knew. I was the first one in that generation to say, have a social media and use my social media platform to tell you this is what's going on in the church. This is, and then I wanted people to understand that it's not a mega church, but this is what's going on in the church. My uncle he teamed up with some Kojic pastors and all that, but he started dissing the Kojic church. He said this is the church of God in cash. Dissing Kojic pastors. So it was challenging. It was difficult, but I've learned as a member and as someone that have their own church or whatever, that you can't change. I couldn't change my uncle. To this day, you can't change it. My uncle is my uncle. He's going to tell you what it is. That's just what it is. And I picked up some of his attributes. I did. I very picked up some of his attributes. And I'm really hard against women. I have an idea what a wife is because I'm picking up his attribute, what he taught me. Women are not supposed to pastor. Not supposed, because I have to challenge that. I'm like, oh my gosh. And he would bring up scriptures and stuff. And that really confused me growing up. They say you do, don't do praise worship because you be messy on YouTube. I don't do praise and worship because I understand the mean and nasty people, and I don't want to bring that drama to my new church. I don't want to do praise and worship. I don't want to say anything, and because I don't want the public to do. If I want to do praise and worship, I do it on my YouTube channel, right? I do it on my YouTube channel. I don't want to do praise and worship because if I sit up and do praise and worship and really be active, they're going to send him emails because they did it for Bishop Carter. And it's going to be worse emails because I'm more known than I was back in the day. You know what I'm saying? I was more known now than I was back then, and people sent emails. So I just don't want to do that. You know what I'm saying? Because anything that I do, it's a representation of that. You know what I mean? So that's how I say I'll attend this church or whatever, and I don't really go. I just watch online because I don't like the microscope. Because I know it's like, what is Wally going to do? He's very controversial. I'm a very controversial man, and I'm really hard against church, and I'm really hard against the system, especially if I see something that is not right. But yeah, I think the mission. So yeah, so King, you see, I got into that. I don't want to do the hood, and you need to stop with that mindset of the hood. I've seen plenty dudes that I grew up in church that chose the hood and it didn't end up right. Like you grew up in the church, right? And why would you want to go to the hood? Like, no, if your family get out of the hood, stay out. I don't want to go back to that. That's just like a pig want to go back to their own slop. But you because you're not a pig. You pretend to be a pig. You're not. You are a privileged guy with money. So why do you want to go back to being in the hood? That's stupid. Why does every topic turn into a story about Wiley? Because it's the Wiley Show. Period. And that's why I like having my own show. Because I used to be one of the type of people that try to change my pastor and blah, blah, blah. I said, you need to start your own church. So many words like, this ain't your church. So when I said, I need to start something that I control and I can do what I feel like is best. And I created the Wiley Show. So if I ever want to talk about me, I can talk about me. This is a safe space because I created it. I will always talk about me. You create your own show and you talk about what you want to talk about. But if I feel like talking about my past, guess what? I'm going to do it. I ain't got no money for no therapist, so y'all gonna get me to talk about all my. I'm gonna talk about it on camera for free because it's the Wiley Show. Last time I checked, you go tell your pastor, the preacher, to serve, and watch him rebuke you, him or her rebuke you, and tell him to get your own church or get out. That's what it is when you have your own church. When you have your own show, you can talk about your own thing. I have my own style. Of course, I'm gonna talk about Wally. I want you to know about me. We already know about King. His hair is bleached. He wealthy, rich, but you need to know about me. And you're gonna be here listening. I'm gonna always talk about my life. This is what make it different. And you blessed because you got a father. I didn't have a father growing up. I couldn't get in no tussle. So, oh, daddy, I want to go back to the roaches and rats. I was already in the roaches and the rats. So I didn't have that. So you blessed. You got a mama, you got a father, you grew up in a two-parent household, you grew up with wealth. I'm not saying your life is perfect, but it's damn sure was way better than me growing up. You know, half the stuff we couldn't do because it was no income. Couldn't do it. So I had to steal out of stores. So I was, man, like my friends and stuff, their parents were able to get them stuff for some chips and stuff. Couldn't afford it. Woman had 6 kids. She had a very limited income. So I was steal. I'm going to that store and steal. I'm a professional thing, stuffing all in my shorts, whatever. I will steal all my money, whatever. I will steal. I was a thief growing up. And so I would steal whatever it takes because I was poor. So I did it. So I didn't have it like that. My friends, they had whatever, but I was steal. I couldn't sell drugs, but I would go in that store and steal. And it was even getting, I'm not even going to get into other stuff that I tried to do. Okay. But I don't want to go back to that lifestyle. I don't want to go back to that lifestyle. And I've noticed, like me being poor, I've noticed not having money that your mind go to criminal stuff. I get it. It's stuff that I used to do. I don't appreciate the things that I used to do. But I didn't have it. So I was pushed in a thing. But it took God to help me out of that situation. So I really don't judge too many people in the hood like that, but sometimes I still judge them. Because I get it. If you don't have nothing, you're going to take something. It's just that simple. So I don't want to go back to that lifestyle. As you become desperate, you do desperate things. But for me, I was creative because I would sell stuff. I would sell stuff and I would sell stuff. And the reason why I got into pimping is my friend was doing it. I couldn't hardly get no hoes, but I got 2 women. They was my hoes, my first hoes. And that was my life being in the pimp game. Had trans friends that I could put into the world. You know, they introduced me into the pimping stuff. And that was the only time that I wanted to be a trans woman because I saw the money. Because I was desperate. I almost was going to be a trans woman. But I said, I really don't want to be a trans woman like that because I like being me. You know what I'm saying? And so I said, I would do the pimping. But yeah, I would have been a trans woman because I seen everybody else doing it. So my first hoes, they was doing it. It was great. It was great. I wanted to be a hoe. They said, Wally, my granny here. But she know about hoeing. Actually, your granny and they've been knowing about hoeing away, sleeping with the, But I did that. I had about 2 hoes. But it wasn't for me, though. It wasn't for me. It wasn't for me. For me, I still do think about them hoes all the time. Like, it was good money. Like, it's something like they doing all the work and I get paid. Like, that was good. So pimping, but it's difficult now because they don't really need that traditional way of pimping. Like, you got to be evil to control your hoes. And I didn't want to be that type of evil. You know, I'm not even going to get into deep about it, but yeah, a lot of stuff that I used to do, it shocked them because you didn't think I did it because I didn't wear no tattoos. I'm very smart, very quiet, and I had 2 hoes on it. Yeah, I did all that type of stuff. I would do all that type of stuff. I used to sell weed back in the day. And so I saw a lot of stuff that I used to do back in the day. I just never shared it because I never got caught because I got out of it because I was nervous. But I used to do a lot. I seen a lot, used to do a lot. But I just couldn't, like, yeah, all that aggressive of like beating up your hoes, I couldn't do that. I couldn't do that. Now I was provoked because she had a little mouth, and I was front of my little pimp friend. And I had to get her together, and I felt bad. And I think I grabbed her by her hair. I remember I grabbed her by her hair, and oh my God, I haven't shared this story in a long time. I grabbed her, and I said, "Let me tell you something, B. You talk like that if you want to. That'll be the last thing you ever say out your mouth. You understand me? No, do you want to understand me?" And I grabbed her by her hair and I kind of like drug her. And I didn't want to do it, but I had to do it because my image, you're challenging my authority. And I kind of felt bad. I did. I kind of felt bad. Oh my God. I kind of felt bad. Man, I shouldn't have. I felt bad doing that. But she provoked me and she challenged my authority. And that's when I knew pimping ain't for me. Because she was crying and blah, blah, blah. And I think we got high and the sex was just incredible. We busted. It was incredible. But it wasn't for me because then I started screwing like my hoes and everything. And then it got bad. And I'm going to tell you, if you ever do pimping, don't screw the product. Don't screw your hoes. It will F up the money. Don't do it. Don't do it. Don't do it. And that was one of the rules that I broke, and it messed up my bottom line. And I got out of it. Okay. But that was like in my past. That's in my past. I used to do it. That's in my past. That I start screwing it. Don't do it. It's like you getting high on your own apply, but don't do it. And I did it. And it was good. It was like, oh. And she started, accepting that authority. So, But that was back in the day. That was back in the day. But never again I would do it again. I just didn't want to do it. And so the reason why I'm talking about this because it was all in the hood. I never would have did it if I went in the hood. But that's not the case. I had some dudes, they was living great and they were doing a lot of stuff out in the suburbs. So again, I don't know. I did it because, again, my brothers and them, they were doing what they were doing. I did what I was doing. And I got with the wrong crowd, okay? Had his hand in the breadbasket, see, what the, Wiley, you played so much. But yeah, that's what I did. Loving the fake story time. You really think it was a fake storyline? Did you see? No, my mom, she moved out the hood. She was gone. But my brothers, they love the hood. I moved on to Texas. I was over the hood, right? God pushed me out, but they love the hood. My brothers, they love that culture. They love the hood. I didn't. I didn't love the hood. I didn't like going to my brothers to the trap house and seeing about 40 people. I never loved that. Never went a part of it. Never loved that at all. I never loved the hood. Even though I partied in the hood, in the gay community, which was crazy that we did that, because we was in the hood with wigs, makeup. That's why I met Jaquez. We was out there in the hundreds. Like, honestly, like, we grew up in the hood, right? And we partied in the hood as gay men. It was dangerous, but we needed a safe space. And half of us couldn't go to the club because we weren't 21. So we were drinking. We were drinking as teenagers, right? It was kids 14, 15, 16, 17 years old drinking and getting in with grown men. I was introduced very early. And so, and we did that because I guess we was looking for a sense of community, and we was rebellious, and I was tired of church, and I wanted to be free. I wanted to live life. But yeah, we did that. We could have lost. I remember one time Jaquez had a party, and he never wanted to share this story. May he rest in peace. But he had a party, right? And then the dude, I guess somebody flirted with one of the dudes in the hood. I was like, "Dad, you look good." And I guess the dude was like, "What you say, F word?" And so they came back to the house and they shot the house up. And mind you, I was on my way to the house. And I was literally on my way to the house to the event. And then it was like, blah, 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 something happened because somebody posted on Facebook. I'm like, what? They happened. And I hurried up, got in that zip car. I did a U-turn and I saw an officer. I said, man, that could have been me. And that was like a wake-up call for me to stop going to those events. But I did. I went there. I went to those events. I was in the hood and didn't care. I wasn't afraid. I know somebody love to lie. What? I didn't care. It is what it is. And so that's how that goes. Okay, we're going to go to another topic here. Hey, everybody, they said Wally is lying. I believe it. Well, if you believe I'm lying, then you believe it. I don't give a doggone what you believe. Okay? I don't give a what you believe. You believe it I was a pimp? If you don't believe I was a pimp, it's my story. I don't care if you don't believe. Oh, I don't believe you was a pimp. All right. If you want to believe that, don't want to believe it, I don't give a darn. I know what's out here doing what I got to do. I said I used to be a pimp. That was back in the day I used to be a pimp. And y'all don't believe me like I care. Maybe this is the internet. Do you think I give 2 cares? I heard your story before. Yes, I know what I did. Don't get sensitive. I'm not getting sensitive. But y'all keep provoking me. Let's go to the next topic, y'all. Y'all are something else. I shouldn't even share this story because this is going to come back and bite me in the butt. I should have shared this story. But I'm going to mind my business because I shouldn't have shared it. Okay, I shouldn't have shared this story. Now, Nicki Minaj, I got to bring up Nicki Minaj. Nicki Minaj got a new album that's going to drop on December 8th. There's issues already with this album. Number one, somebody have already leaked and posted her perfume. Pink Friday, I think perfume came out without her knowledge. Then we're hearing SZA is about to have her album drop on December 8th. That is issue for Nicki because Nicki want to go number one. She's already extremely pissed off at SZA because she said, why are you doing this on my day? Like, Nicki is getting upset that people are dropping on her day. Chris Brown went number one on November 11th. He went number one. So Nicki Minaj want that relationship to say, I'm number one. I'm number one. So SZA came in and said, screw you. I'm dropping my album on her day. And she's dropping on December 8th. There is predicted that Nicki will probably go number one, but we shall see because already her fans is upset they didn't get no track list or nothing. But from my understanding, they're saying that Nicki Minaj is going to go in on this album and it's going to be a good album. And we got to understand it took her a couple of years to release another album. But we shall see if she's going to go number one. But SZA, that will shock the world if SZA go number one and Nicki Minaj go number two. So we shall see. Honestly, I don't know because SZA fans are not that active on social media like Nicki Minaj fans. So it all depends upon if the album going to go number one. We shall see. So you can only go number one if you don't have competition. Well, that's Nicki Minaj, because Nicki Minaj didn't drop her album when Wayne dropped his album. So that all matters because she moved her album on the next day because she didn't want to compete with Wayne. So we shall see. Okay, how rude of SZA on Nicki Day. But yeah, SZA's released on Nicki Day. So that's how it goes. So again, SZA got her awards yesterday at the same time. It's a singer versus a rapper, so it really shouldn't matter. But we shall see. It will mess up Nicki Minaj's ego if SZA go number one. It will destroy Nicki Minaj's image with me because we put the crown on her. Temporarily, we had instilled the crown on her. We was about to remove it if she canceled her new release date, but right now she's temporarily still the queen temporarily. So we shall see if she's going to beat SZA, but we shall see. We're not 100% so that SZA's going to win. We're still going to give it to Nicki graces because Nicki did release. She did release she did release the pre-sale numbers. I mean, like people are saying the pre-sale numbers have outsold her last time doing pre-sale. So we shall see. And she doing autograph albums as well, the CDs. So we shall see. They said have no discipline, no boundaries. Where was Mama Wiley at with all of this? And so we shall see. And I hope that all of this come out in the future. Yeah, we definitely should see how this is going to how this is going to actually happen in her show. We shall see if this is going to play out right. We shall see if Nicki Minaj is going to go number one. If she don't, then that should just show you that Nicki don't have the juice anymore. Cardi B already is about to drop her album next year, and we shall see. And so we got to see if she's going to go and do it. But I think people are doing CDs just to get the sales up because people want to, since it's so new and half of the people don't know anything about CDs. So they're like, oh my gosh, mama, have a CD. Like even the vinyls coming back. Oh my gosh, mama, have a vinyl. Oh my gosh, everybody have that. And so it's like, it's something that goes on good, having like a vinyl and a CD. Like, oh my gosh, I have a CD by Nicki Minaj. And it's not really her signature. It's one of her team members that signed it. Anyway, but people just want something of the artist. So I think that's another form of way to get money in the pocket. Because you know what I'm saying? Because when the album dropped online, we still going to stream it. Me personally, only album that I purchased that I'm going to purchase is I'm going to purchase Brandy Christmas album, and I'm going to purchase Chris Brown album. So those are the two albums I want to purchase. So I want to have that without streaming because I'm a fan of that artist. Like I'm gonna purchase Brandy vinyl, her Christmas thing, because I like having it in my house. I'm trying to have a room where it was just a music room. So if you come to my place, you will see like music art. Because I do have like my posters as well. I do have like my Malcolm X posters and stuff like that. So I do want my music stuff as well. So musically where do I stand. So I do want my Brandy stuff up, my Nicki stuff up with my music vibe because I love music. I'm a fan of music, but I don't have a vinyl machine. So I'm gonna buy that the record machine, whatever they call it. I'm gonna buy that as well so I can play the music. That would be my first time ever playing it on a vinyl, like playing that and see the sounds of that, have speakers. But other than that, I think it would be great. They said, but Brandy Christmas album is good, and somebody else's Christmas album is good too. Nicki, you need to hear this. Is that Latasha Scott? Her Christmas album is off the chain. Latasha Scott album is off the chain. Brandy Christmas album is good. And Brandy have a long fan base. So Brandy is still marketable. Like Brandy is Brandy, right? So they can still market her. And she still have a lot of fans. That's why they buy her music. And Chris Brown still have a lot of fans. So Nicki should sell. We shall see. We shall see. They said Off the Wall, have that record, Who's Screaming in the Background. When you had kids, they just make noise, The record played at 35. Okay. So yeah, we'll definitely get into that. Okay. We see y'all in here. But when I play Nicki's song, the reason why I want to play Nicki Minaj record is because Nicki Minaj, it reminded me when I was fresh out of high school and I want to go and I want to listen to Nicki music. And the reason why I'm a fan of Brandy I just connected with Brandy. Her music, the harmonies of it. Human was everything. Even though she hate the Human album, I love the Human album. I just love Brandy. Brandy was the first artist that I got in a car and drove cross country to see. I met Brandy in person. And everybody said, how did Brandy follow you? Because Brandy was on the radio show. She was on a radio show interview. And I was live tweeting what she was saying, and she followed me. That was the first artist that followed me on there. And I'm a fan of Tamar Braxton, Christmas song too. And Tamar, she followed me on Twitter as well. I was tweeting her song. I was fans of her sister. Trina came on the Wiley Show. And Trina came on the Wiley. This one, Braxton Values first came on, I believe the first 2 seasons of it. And Trina came on my show. I interviewed Trina, and then Tamar follows me because we were talking about Tamar as well. And then Tamar corrected me. I still have the DM when her and Kevin got into it, and she said, "No, Wiley, you got it wrong." And I apologized to Tamar, but she still followed me. So Tamar been following me for years, and Brandy been following me for years. Brandy been following me the longest. And so, and I defended Brandy. And I remember back when I did my show, I could tell I did it because somebody was dragging Brandy. Something happened with Brandy. Somebody said something about Brandy I didn't like. And I went to my grandmother's room in her house and I defended Brandy. This is like years ago. And then I knew this is why it's about relationship matters. Like my friend Prince L, they had a company or whatever. They went to a party promoter, right? And his roommate, right? May he rest in peace. He gone over to glory. So they did that. We did a show together, and they said, "Well, I know Brandy people, because she's going to be at the woman event, the woman conference, and you should book her that night to go to the club." They said, "You don't know nobody, blah blah blah." So I got them on the phone with Brandy people. They were shocked that I knew her people, and they got on the phone. And then Brandy came, and then that's when I met Kendra G. Now, mind you, I didn't know Kendra G was going to be this big name. She was a radio personality. And Kendra G said something, "Y'all better make sure when Brandy released her album that y'all support Brandy." Brandy took a picture with everybody in the building, as many people in the building. She did not leave until everybody got a picture. And I will always honor that with Brandy. And I remember Kendra G said that. She said, "Make sure y'all buy Brandy album," because this is like one of the first celebrities I know that took all the pictures. Usually when people, they do like club appearance, they gone. They said 5 to 10. Brandy was there with a group of people. I mean, Todrick was there. I can't stand him because he wasn't taking a picture with me. That heifer. He was there, and he had his little white friends. And they was all with Brandy, right? And then I was able to take pictures. So when Brandy went outside, we was able to get a picture with Brandy. So I would never forget that. I would never forget that moment. That memory, I would never forget it. I love Brandy. I love her. And so, because we have history, you know what I'm saying? I think we have history. I love how she came through. Double Platinum was off the chain. And that movie she did with Diana Ross was great. Brandy hung with a lot of legends, and now she's a legend, right? She's not just young Brandy; like she's a bona fide legend in this game. And so, same as with Nicki. Nicki is a legend as well, and that's what I love, the fact that she about to release her album in the future, and I will be able to purchase her new album. And I fell in love with Nicki Minaj's album. Her recent album, Queen. I fell in love with that. I was at the gym, and I was literally at the gym, and I was listening to Nicki Minaj's album, Ganja Burn. And it was one of the bars she said, "Kyrie, pick a case," something like that. She said, "Damn, Nicki is really going." Oh, Nicki is an amazing storyteller. Like when you really listen to Nicki, she can go. And I can see why she have longevity when you listen to her. Like even when I listen to Doja Cat, I can see why she's going to have longevity because she's a great artist. Like, and Nicki is a great artist. Like, even Queen, that wasn't a bad, that was a solid album. That was a solid album that I had the pleasure of listening to. That album was so solid. I said, man, this is so dope. Like, this woman can go. Like, for real, for real. This is a solid album. She did that. And I love it. I love her. So, Nicki, I'm looking forward to your new album. And I like talking about Nicki. Again, I like talking about Nicki. But, you know, we can say whatever. She can go. I just can't stand her antics on social media because she's slow on social media. Like, when I say slow, she talks slow. She's picking variables. She's not as direct when she's on social media. On the album, she could go. But her social media, that's why she failed on app radio. She failed on app radio. Show flopped on app because she was boring. If she was literally Roman Revenge on the radio, it would survive. She was terrible on terrible app radio, terrible, weak. And she got canceled because she was boring. But on her album, she brings it online. She speaks about 50,000 parables, and she's boring. That's what she does. Hello? Yes. Oh, yes, ma'am. I will be there tomorrow. Thank you. All right, bye-bye. All right. They said, okay, let's go head on and we're going to go to other topic here. Yeah, it was very boring. Hold on. What I'm about to do, child? Hold up. Give me a second, child. Where's my notes? Where's my notes? Hold on, y'all. Oh, okay. I sent somebody that. Okay. They said, Wally, stop. Why y'all telling me to stop? Why y'all telling me to stop? Yeah, we still listen to Brandy. You better know it. Okay, let's talk about Diddy. Okay, so Diddy is on the verge of going broke. He was dropped from Ciroc. He has been removed from the Diddy brand websites. He's also been removed from other projects as well. Y'all know that lawsuit. He filed a lawsuit against a liquor company, and then he launched DiddyDirect.com, and he was selling Deleon and Ciroc, and he also got fired from these other brands. Also, he's no longer making any money off Ciroc, which was his primary source of income. He was approximately making about $50 million a year. And now there's rumors in the industry that he is cash poor right now and going broke, trying to keep up with his expensive proof of the removals below. And so now people are sending receipts that his expenses are so up and all of those incomes is gone. And he's on the verge of going broke. And a lot of times people will say, well, how is this possible? Because Diddy lives a very expensive life. He got expensive properties. He have expensive payroll. And them deals are just going up. And he was a brand ambassador because people thought he owned those companies. No, he didn't own a company. People got to understand, it is expensive to own your own liquor company from scratch. And most of those white people have done it back in the 1800s, like Hennessy and all of those whiskey companies. They have owned that stuff for generations. The type of capital it is to operate your own liquor company is in the billions. So it's a lot. So he had to understand that he lived a very expensive life. He's definitely going broke. And according to the reports. And then also, too, you got to understand that you're spending money for the lawyers, and you got to spend more money because all of these lawsuits are coming. And he have to respond to each lawsuit, each lawyer. Some of the stuff going to get thrown out. Some of the stuff are not, because then you have to investigate, you have to pay. And them lawyers are charging you a lot of money, okay? A lot of money. And it's a lot that's going on with Diddy right now. So he was upset that they're dropping him, but that's to be expected because you settle with Cassie. So when you settle in the contract, it tells you, listen, if you do anything that's unethical, or if it's something against your character, something in the will, something in the contract that say we can drop you if you are doing something that could embarrass the company. In so many words, I forgot the term that they use. It's a term in a contract that they bank on, that how they can get you dropped. It's something that you do out there. You're making the company look bad, or you insult the company, or you get in lawsuits and all that. Some with your character. Y'all know what is in the contract. Y'all comment below. But they dropped them from all of these brand deals, and so they're coming at it. And then also, you got to understand, Macy dropped them too. These are checks that you could depend on, and now they're gone. The checks is gone. Even Bill Cosby is saying that he is going broke. That Bill told his wife Camilla, hey, fire the staff. We cannot continue to live up this lavish lifestyle because he spent millions in legal fees. Millions. They're even saying that Bill Cosby is going broke. So now with Diddy, they saying Diddy going broke because of his pain. But let's not talk about that just alone. So we got other people on this screen that we about to put their pictures up on the screen here. And I want y'all to understand that this is going on. Give me 1 second, because I saw this in my timeline. And we're talking about pedo, R-word abusers. We're talking about that. And we got to talk about these artists that we see today that is popular on the screen. We're going to start with our first one. We're going to start with Drake, Chris Brown. Let's go to Drake. Drake paid $350,000 to settle with his R-word accuser. Back in 2019, he was accused of R-wording somebody, paid that person $350,000 because she accused some R-word SA assault. Then that back in 2014, Drake had it was a police investigation launch with a stripper that said Drake people threatened her into post like a tape of her. Then it said that Drake, a model, calls cop and said he threatened over the swag pictures. Then it said that it's so many people. Then you get into Playboy. Playboy Cardi was arrested at LAX for domestic battery of girlfriend. Then they said he choked his pregnant girlfriend. Then they said Big Sean accepted a plea deal in an SA case. Then they even get into, let's get into Nas here. Y'all know who Nas is. His ex-wife accused him of physical and mental abuse. Then we get into NBA YoungBoy. He was accused of body slamming his girlfriend hours before arrest. Then he took a plea deal in assault and also a kidnapping case as well. Then, of course, you even got Little Uzi and all of these other people were accused of doing some weird stuff. And when it comes to this crazy stuff. So again, even Kid Cudi, you guys, he had his baby mom fears for her life, and judge granted her order of protection. And Kid Cudi was arrested on violence, on drug charges, etc. So when you're talking about these artists, when it comes to like him, he was accused of assault. This man that you see, NBA YoungBoy, he was accused of kidnapping. Drake was accused of things. So this whole system is weird. Like, these people have been doing some weird stuff. And NBA YoungBoy just whooped his ex-girlfriend, whooped her tail. And she showed up swollen. And these people have done it. And this dude signed a terrible contract with his label. Baby, they own the YouTube. They own the masters. He done about 8 or 9 albums. He made all that money. And the label told him, We not giving you the masters. Now, if you're just going to whoop somebody's tail, hold up. If you're going to whip somebody's tail, if you're going to choke somebody up, shouldn't it be the label that say you don't own your masters, we giving it to you? Like these rappers take out all this aggressiveness on the women, but they labels, they a punk. They just take it. That's the time that you rough up somebody. That's the time that you defend your honor. They don't do nothing. But then they go home and whoop their women. No, you signed a bad contract, stupid. You got to understand, NBA YoungBoy, this is called the music business. A lot of dudes, they just want to do music, which is fine. But it's the music business. Music business. Business, you can be just as talented, but you can get screwed if you're not as talented in business. And I'm not telling you just to hire the smartest people around you. Yes, but you got to be smart with them too. Never have smart people around you and you stupid. You got to be knowledgeable. Like, let's be clear. I'm learning as much I can learn about social media, learning as much I can learn, and then I get smart people around me and I study up on it so I can have an intelligent conversation. Okay, we can't screw Wally over because he know a lot about the business. How they get the railroad, the NBA young boys and all that, they stupid. Yeah, they can rap, but they don't, half of them don't know how to read. They don't know anything about business. And there's no excuse because I can understand back in the day, there was no knowledge. Now, the knowledge is out there. They got books about the music industry. You got Michael Jackson laid out a blueprint. You got Prince laid out a blueprint. You got Jay-Z laid out a blueprint. You got Tyler Perry laid out a blueprint of how to come in this game about ownership. When you become an owner, you ain't nobody's slave. So I just think when NBA YoungBoy whipping that, because a lot of them do a lot of crazy stuff. So even when you go back into Dr. Dre, I didn't put his picture up there. He been accused by his ex-wife of hailing her with a weapon at her head twice and alleged a lot of abuse. So it's a lot of that's going on in the industry. And this is just to name a few guys in the industry that does it. And the reason why I got NBA YoungBoy, because he have a problem and an issue. And a lot of times this man is a little weird up in his mind. He's a little stupid. And a lot of women like him because he's attractive. He got tattoos and he's famous. Let's knock out the attractiveness. The dude is famous. It's a lot of women, you can beat them, you can destroy them as long as you're famous and give me wealth. Women throw out everything they've been taught if they get a man with some fame. You already got some stupid women out there that let a man just do them wrong, just ain't got a pot to piss in and a woman to throw it out of. But when you have fame and you look pretty decent, you do whatever. But out of all of these women, if you ain't got the money to pay, they're going to turn against you. Because there is laws that the courts will be on the women's side. Okay? So that's what happened. So this man went through a lot. But yet they don't excuse you for whipping a woman. But they do it all the time. They do it all the time. And it's so many people that goes on with NBA YoungBoy. Even Nelly was accused of the R-word allegation after multiple women accused him of SA assault. You even have Young Bird was reportedly accused of pistol whipping his girlfriend. Police investigation launched. Photos of her alleged injuries have surfaced online. You even have Chris Brown. Let's go back to Chris Brown here. And this is why his career kind of like went down a little bit. You even have Chris Brown. You see that's Chris Brown right there in the white t-shirt. Chris Brown was accused of putting stuff in women's drinks and R-wording a woman on a yacht. And of course, what he did to Rihanna. They also said 50 Cent was charged with assaulting and injuring his ex-girlfriend. And she posted pictures. So a lot of these guys have did a lot of weird stuff in the industry. So when you really dig up and research a lot of this stuff, it's crazy. And Chris Brown done a lot of evil. The man had an anger problem. Now, I think that Chris Brown kind of pulled back and stopped doing it because his career was ended. He lost millions because he put his hands on Rihanna and destroyed his career. And he did a lot of stuff after Rihanna. And some other stuff he did, he was just blamed for. I remember one time we covered Chris Brown. This when I was back in Chicago. It was a woman said he kidnapped her. Told the police, the SWAT team came to Chris Brown's house to find out that did not happen. She lied. So, but it's easy. Chris Brown's easy target because of his past. Some stuff Chris Brown was accused of, he didn't do. Some stuff he did do. I just think that for him, he will always have a target on his back. But the audience love him, and I love him as an artist. But what he did to Rihanna was wrong. What he did to these other women was dead wrong. But do I believe he should have grace to change? Yeah. But is he forever, as long as he breathes, will have a target on his back? Absolutely. And that's why he's not that respected in the industry because of the things he did to Rihanna. And Chris Brown was supposed to perform at the American Music Award in honor of Michael Jackson. Because of Michael Jackson passed and because of Chris Brown passed, they canceled it. So that's why a lot of stuff is going on. So this is what is a lot of stuff going on, and we are definitely keep y'all updated when it comes to these cases. Okay. All right. Okay. Here we go. Did we talk about? I want to make sure we got everybody in here that I talked about. And here we go. Now we're gonna get to this last subject here, you guys. Everybody kept hitting me up on Twitter, on Instagram, and I said whatever the people want me to talk about, we will talk about. So again, we have been covering this storyline of Armon Wiggins and Storm Monroe for decades. Okay, for a long time, not even for decades, for a couple of years, right? This beef between these two have literally still going on. It's a secret beef that is going on between these two. Where apparently some of Storm Monroe people have sent me some stuff, and I want to break it down and talk about it. And I know I'm going to make a lot of people mad and angry, and which is okay. You can talk about me all the time, but it's the Wiley Show. So this is something that is going on between the two. Now, I'm going to mind my own business, but some sources are sending me some information. I got to make sure I say this silently without offending anybody in this chat. I don't want to offend nobody in here, but I got to say it because I have to say it, right? So Armon is on YouTube as well as Storm Monroe on YouTube, where apparently Armon Wiggins is upset and telling people that, you know, why Storm is surpassing you in numbers. And so I said, I don't believe that. And so I went to the YouTube and Armon was like, I'm more talented. Storm must be buying views. Clicks. He's buying views. Like apparently a conversation happened with this supporter, and this supporter said apparently Armon is telling people that Storm is buying clicks and views. So I have to go back and look at the numbers in here, and I want to read the numbers in here. And okay, he recently did a video: 58,000, 80,000, 28,000, 46,000, 71,000, 29,000, 103,000, 226,000 views. Okay, then I go back to Armon Wiggins. I go back to Armon Wiggins in a sense. I go back to Armon Wiggins in a sense, right? And I go back to his platform and I say, okay, let me go to his last views. 44,000, 20,000. And I go into his video, 36,000, 36,000, 46,000, 47,000. So technically he is losing with the Storm Monroe thing. I kept trying to tell people, Armon and Storm is not cool. They're pretending and it's fake. It's not organic. Armon feels some type of way that Storm Monroe is getting these views, and Armon feels that he's more talented. The reason why I think Storm get it because the man have the algorithm reward Storm to the point where Storm can get hundreds of thousands of views. Armon have not cracked that yet. And so people brought it to my attention, and I said, yeah. I said it was stupid for Armon to make up with Storm. It was dumb because it hurt Armon in viewership and it gained Storm in viewership, right? And then Storm Monroe cracked the code because he still have a great ally with Jaguar Wright. You got to understand, Armon left his best friend because he teamed up with Jag. Storm kept Jag and welcomed Jag back into the fold, and now the man getting 300, 400, 500,000 views now because he have that secret formula that made Storm a household name, and that was Jaguar Wright. And Jaguar Wright came up and said, listen, I'm going to go to Storm to get back at Armon. That was the plan. And Storm told Jag not to say Armon Wiggins' name, not to bring Armon Wiggins. Recently, Jag told me that Storm told her, don't say Armon Wiggins' name. So if they cool, if they brothers, if they peanut butter and jelly, why is Storm Monroe telling Jaguar Wright not to say Armon Wiggins' name if they so cool? So to me, and I keep trying to tell people they're not cool. They just cool on the internet, but it's still a secret competition. Armon is pissed because he's losing. And Diddy was mad at me. My supporters is bringing my name because we growing on Twitter, right? We getting clicks and views on Twitter. Baby, he just went on a blocking spree, just blocking. He was so pissed about 5 of his supporters, right? They shared my commentary about Lotto. No, it wasn't about Lotto. It was about Meg Thee Stallion. So apparently the video did really well on Twitter. I mean, they sharing it and liking, and he blocked all of those people because they shared it of my commentary, and Armon was upset. He said, don't share Wally down my timeline. So what did they do? They blocked him. He blocked him. And to me, it don't make me no difference because I don't care. Like, I post on Twitter. It was an accident. I started posting on 3 or 4 videos, and they did very well on Twitter. I did it by accident. I just posted on there. I don't know if it's going to grow or not grow. I was shocked that people liked what I had to say or shared. They called me a simp, whatever they called me, or whatever. They shared it, they quoted it, they talked about it, etc. So I felt like it was whatever. But when it came to Storm and Armon, I said this is not going to work because Tasha K is not going to allow it to work. And people, Armon Wiggins' audience don't like that kumbaya crap. They see right through it. They know it's not sincere and it's not working. And I think where Armon Wiggins, and the same thing with Wiley, I talked about Armon and Tasha. So we had to expand upon that. Armon have to expand upon his commentary. And I think that he have to go back live because I'm looking at his live numbers. Let me go back to the live. He does very well on live. When he does pre-recorded, he try to talk professional. He try to go and be professional. That ain't working. They need to gutter Armon Wiggins. Even Storm ain't even professional mode. He's gutter. He's nasty into that. Okay? He's gutter. And I'm talking about this particular sector because he's gutter. And so I think Armon tried to be professional and try to do he got to be gutter and nasty. And when I go to his highest views, he's gutter and he's nasty into what he does. He's gutter and nasty in what he does. And so apparently Armon is trying to team up and do other avenues. But you got to understand, it's good to do television. It's good to do them other avenues. But the check ain't going to be the same like YouTube. Because T.S. Madison, even though she making deals, that heifer is still on YouTube because the YouTube checks still outdoing them Hollywood checks. You got people from Hollywood coming to YouTube. So you got to be careful. Them checks ain't the same. If you make more money on YouTube than the checks on that way. Okay? So when it comes to Storm and Armon, the reason why Storm, it was a competition. Storm is great because he told his people, I'm glad that I'm winning. Because Armon always said I'm boring. But this boring man get the clicks and views, right? He's saying that too. They said, no, I don't. I didn't know Jag was credible. She cussed out kids and said awful things. She's a controversial piece. They said the making out wasn't genuine. It was to upset Tasha K. Armon pissed off his core audience by being a flip-flopper with Cardi. And he did. He did that. And he did. And I don't think he should have did it. And because he posted some stuff about Cardi being all that. And so the only reason why we bringing these two up, because people that is close to Storm sending me information, close to Armon sending me information. Y'all keep the beef going. And they said Armon Wiggins said he's paying for stuff. I don't know how true that is, but I talked to some creators that said you can buy clicks and views. you can buy subscribers. I said, we ain't gonna do that. I told the person, I said, I'm not doing that. This person sent me a website to me to increase my live viewers, increase my subscribers. She said, you want 60,000 subscribers? Okay, you pay this amount, we'll give you the 60,000. I said, no, thank you. Because it's look good, but I know in my heart of heart, that them ain't no real numbers. Like when I wake up, I know I work for what I have. Why would I pay for subscribers, pay for numbers? No. We're doing very well in the algorithm by doing the hard work. Okay? And that's what we're doing. I know people are mad talking about you and you doing this. I said, no, I think Armon is jealous of, I don't think he's jealous. I think Wiggins is pissed. I think he's pissed because he's realizing that I'm talented, but you need more than talent to crack the algorithm. And you need more than talent. And Storm still have a great ally with Tasha K. And he banked on it. And he got a great ally with Jack Wright. It worked with Jag. He found somebody to help boost him up. And Jag brings in the numbers. The reason why we didn't work with Jack Wright is because she puts allegations out on people. And my team member said, don't do it. She's going to put an allegation on. Don't bring her to your house. Don't do a sit-down interview. Don't do it. The best thing you could do is you could do it virtual. And because she kept begging and she was in financial need. And then if it goes left, she's going to put all these allegations. And the people may believe her. And I just don't want to do that. So I said, I said, no, we're not going to do it. We're not going to do the interview. We had it set up with the studio at all. I said, not going to do it. I'm not going to trust it. And because we was going to interview her girlfriend, I said, I'm not going to do it. I'm just not that desperate for it. But yeah, but you can buy views and numbers and stuff like that. But Storm didn't have to do it because he teamed up with Jag. And it worked. It really mashed that personality mash over there. Even though she ain't going to stay on topic, but he don't give a damn. Just give me the clicks and views. And that helped boost him in the algorithm. And I think Armon needs that. He trying to do it independently. He needs it. He needs the female rappers. And I told Armon, I said, skip all that. Bring the women on them and break them. Bring them on your show. And he didn't want to do it. I'm not going to pay them to come. I said, you should do it. You have the money. Kyle is paying these people to do it. He's getting paid to do that stuff, so you should do it. Why not? Your audience getting kind of stale with Cardi B and Nicki. That's draining out because they phase it out themselves. The reason why the audience over there with Cardi B and Nicki, because they over them. They're stale. They want the sexy red. They want the Doja Cat. You got to understand, female rap have changed so much. It's not just Cardi and Nicki no more. That's old school news. This ain't 2019, 2020. They want the sexy red. They want the Glorilla. What you gonna do? What? Even that's played out. Like it's so different because they have shifted. It have changed so very much. And I think the audience was just tired of that. And I think what Storm, he does a plethora of stuff. Women, white women, witches, Jag, other topics. And I think Armon gets stuck in his ways. He don't want to do it. Then he was mad at Tasha. He was like, oh, I need to watch that. Now that's TV or Zeus. Oh, now you want to watch that. Now that's TV, whatever. Because Tasha K on there. That's why you want to watch it. Let's stop playing. Let's stop playing. The chemistry does work. I just think Armon Wiggins, he needs Wiley. I think Armon Wiggins and Wiley need to team up. I think that chemistry of us, we're total opposite, and I think it will work. He needs me, and I need him. And I think that will be good because Storm already teamed up with Jag. You need somebody that can match Jag energy and that can crumble Storm. Armon and Wiley should team up because they hate, well, he hate me. I don't hate the Negro. I think it would be good for the culture. And the reason why I said it should be good for culture because there's tension, there's history, and then also, of course, we can have our first sit-down conversation, blah, 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 blah. And then we can talk about topics. We are totally two opposite people. And we will wake up the streets. But he's in his own way. It's in his own way. I don't think necessarily I'm in love because I love not in love. No, I'm not in love. No. Okay? And it's no hate while he watching right now. Because it's the truth. He watching right now. Y'all should tell him Arman and Wiley should work together in 2024. We are deserving of one show together. We are deserving of that. I think so. I think us working together, doing it would be great. They said, I agree with something about you dragging Arman Wiggins and his Balenciaga keeps me cracking up all day. It would happen because, again, I'm not going to bow down with Arman Wiggins. And when I say that, you see the Arman Wiggins supporters in the chat, the neighborhood ninja in the chat. We only talk about Arman Wiggins while you bring no value to Arman Wiggins. Shout out you barely make. We bring great value to that show. Neighborhood Ninja, I can guarantee you, me and Arman Wiggins do a show and we be our true selves, it will quadruple the numbers. I can guarantee you. And you see the Neighborhood Ninja in there? That's what they do. These hardcore supporters, they come here. They watch the Wiley Show, but they can't come in here and laugh at Wiley. So they come in here to be critical of Wiley, but they be in the bushes. They be in the bushes. They be right there in the bushes. It will be iconic because you're bringing two forces together, stubborn and it's entertainment. They be right there in the bushes, but they only can come in here if they critical of Wiley. Then they take their spanking tail, stuff smell like a tsunami spray. They go to Arman. Oh, see, I dragged Wally for you, Arman. But they're not going to say I was in the bushes laughing. I watch them all the time, but I can't come in here and put laughing emojis. I can't donate to them publicly because if I do, I lose the support with them over there. So I got to pretend like I hate them, just like some of y'all pretend like y'all hate Arman Wiggins, but y'all come in, I can sense the love. Oh, I can't stand Arman Wiggins. He don't like black women. I stopped watching him, but I just watched his recent video. You a lot. Don't lie to me, Trick. Like, I can't stand a person that sit there and lie. Or I don't watch him no more because how he talk about black women. And I just watched that video, but I don't watch it no more. I put it on the video. Do not recommend. You dusty dust mop, sloop foot wearing, spanking drawers, dookie stains into your pantyhose. Don't just sit there and lie to me. Don't sit there and lie. You're not that passionate if you ain't over there watching. Don't lie to me. Because you're not going to hurt my feelings. Because I'm over there watching too. You just sit there and lie. I don't understand that. So that irks me. But I just think Arman, he needs something new. And I think it will work. I think he's trying to do with celebrities. You don't need those celebrities. They're not going to bring it. They're a celebrity. They're not going to bring it. Well, I offered it. Maybe he'll bring me on the stream yard. I can guarantee. They say I just can't tell. I think it will be great. I'm bringing my audience. He's bringing his audience. And I think it will be good entertainment for the show. It will be good entertainment for the show. I guarantee y'all will watch. But when it comes to Storm, he say sneaky stuff. And I know Arman is saying this stuff. I know these people will not lie to me and say this is going on. I said I know they're saying it. And I know he won't lie about it. But I had to bring it up because I know people are discussing this. I said, wait, let me bring this up on the show. And I said, let's have this conversation in this particular sector. Let's have this conversation. And I think it will be an awesome thing. It will be an awesome war that we have in this thing because people will tune in and see what kind of show this would be. And I think Arman should definitely do it. I mean, he's not doing very well independently. And neither am I like that, right? I think Arman doing worse compared to his counterparts in that type of way, doing very worse. And so I think it will be great. It will be good for the number. It will be good for the culture. You bring in two. Me and Arman Wiggins, we have our own Lipstick Alley thread. Arman have his own thread, and I have my own thread. That's iconic. You know, people work very hard to get a lot of views, right? We have, in this particular, Arman has his own thread, and I have my own thread, right? He have his core supporters, and I have my core supporters. They be in there watching. And I think people will tune in. And I said, hey, we got to talk about this on the show. And don't get me wrong, who do I think is better between these two? I think Storm is the good old business person. Armon is the good entertainer. He's a good entertainer if he just do what he's passionate about. And Storm just a good business person. He's a student and he learned the ropes. But Armon Wiggins, if I was a producer of the Armon Wiggins show, what, you on your way to the liquor store? Oh, okay. All he need is liquor. Liquor, couple of blunts, liquor. I will give him his juice. I want him just as lit. I want the liquor. And then you need somebody to balance that out to challenge him and then see him go toe-to-toe with a man. That will be good. Toe-to-toe with a man. We go challenge him. Boom. He bring up his points. I bring up my points. We just go at it. Segment 1, segment 2, segment 3, a 60-minute show. But he have to bring the liquor. Give him that liquor. Give Wally, bring his coffee. We got a show. We got a show. Bring him that liquor, and it's a show. A show among shows. And Armon Wiggins' name is recognizable, but I think what will push Armon Wiggins in that is to help Wiley. And that will help him because he will get the clicks and views. You're not going to tune into the show and they do 1,000 views. Nope. It's going to be 60, 80, 90, 100,000 views. If you let me be me, he be him, it's a good show. If you let me be me, Armon Wiggins be him, it's a show. It will be a crazy show. People will tune in. You know what I'm saying? Because you're bringing two forces independently, we can do it. But you bring them two forces together. Oh, man, that's a show. That's a show. So even though, because I'm still cool with Armon Wiggins' friends. I'm still cool with some of them. Some of them I've been intimate with. Some of his close friends I've been intimate, especially the ones in Houston. I've been intimate with. Because I get down. Armon was trying to make you his sidekick and you not no sidekick. Yeah, I couldn't work as a sidekick. But I can play a sidekick. But being a sidekick, I'm still got to kick you in your side. Like with my whatever. You are both with Crazy way back in the days. Yeah, we both great because I think it will be iconic. We have the history together. Yes, it will be a good show. I don't know why Armon be running. Why do he have me blocked? I don't get that. Do you know he didn't have Tasha K blocked? He didn't block Storm. He just can't stand my guts because I'm authentically me. You just can't control me. Like Storm, weak. You can't get me like that. I gotta speak my mind. And I will challenge you. And see, Armon, because he did a lot of stuff. And I told Nick at night, I said, you shut up. What do you mean? I said, first of all, you getting involved with something that you don't know. Shut up. You form a game member. You ain't nothing but in the game. Weak. So I think her family is like a blood or a crip. So she getting involved. So I go to the platform and then I'm on Nick at Night show. And Armon clicking off the camera. He got I said, this stupid man. Clicking off the camera like that. And shout out to the supporters. Like, why y'all not letting Wiley speak? The audience like, let Wiley talk. Y'all treat Wiley like that. You see how stupid? And that's why I don't F with me. She ain't nothing but a fake game member. Weak. She doing all that crying. And your family robbing people. How about the people in Compton that got robbed by that auntie? She had an auntie. Nika and I got an auntie. All she did was rob people. She would just rob folks. She got a whole auntie. And her cousin number the robbers. Okay? Number the robber. They have fun her outfits. She and the whole gang doing like crying. Don't let them kids don't get around that family. Ain't no but a fake game. Her family's in the game. But she a fake. All she did was cry and gave up that yoni and cried. All that crying, she was weak. So, so that's what I'm saying. She's a whole gang member. And she got mad to me, you crying in a sock. And you supposed to be in a whole gang. You do all that crying. So back to this Arman and Storm. But I believe that. And we having this whole conversation. I said, man, why is Arman saying this? I said, he feels some type of way. I said, you guys, Arman have said a lot. I believe it. He's so jealous of Storm now because in his mind, I'm talented. I got beautiful white teeth. I look better than Storm Monroe. You know what I'm saying? And I have a beautiful girlfriend with that Dana Ross wig. And even the girlfriend Dana Ross wig, she get up on there smelling like fresh, smelling like the project elevator in the projects, broken elevator, right? I know she musty. So she come up on here. What you talking about me like that? I don't look like no Dana Ross. She got that Dana Ross wig. And so she got drugged. And so, you know what I'm saying? And then she posted a picture of her brother. Good looking, brown skin, good looking. She posted a picture of her brother. And then she got that Dana Ross wig. And she live in a project. She have no authorities ever. And your rent $3.50. Now, if your rent $3.50 in the projects, don't you supposed to be able to pay more money with your hairdo? Rent $3.50. I know she musty because you know in the project you gotta walk up those stairs. I know she musty. You can tell it. She's doing the whole project. And I told her, stay out of it. I'm beefing with Storm. You stay out of it. If you don't look like Dana Ross wig, don't just stay out of it. And she was offended. And she came and did all that cussing. Stinking up my platform. So like the projects. Her rent only $3.50. I guess she was gonna get Storm's son. And Storm was gonna move her down. He moved in. If you was so good, if you got that good yoni, he would have moved you down to that place. He moved Von Ray in and stayed there. And Von Ray was behind his back, cracking his back. He stayed there with Von Ray, getting in. They going to clubs and swingers clubs. Him and Von Ray. Here you is a whole woman, and your yoni supposed to not smell like fish. It probably do. And he bring you down there. You ain't at his house. Y'all ain't living together, hugged up, cuddled up, fake. Maybe no difference came up over there. And then here I come in the chat. Here, you see how fake Wiley is. I was just like, I'm over here minding my business because she keep talking about me. I never knew that joke was going to, I said, look like Dana Ross wig. Because that hair, that's what it looked like. And so then Storm, he couldn't protect her. He can't go toe-to-toe with me in no roasting. I would destroy that man. So he gonna go up there and sniff her. And then he had like a bad smoke on his eyebrow. Like, you know it smell bad, but you got it. And it smell, don't it smell good? It do not stink. And then she gonna tell Storm, do it stink like fish, you stupid woman? Yes, it stink like fish. And then she called in cussing. I knew the woman was going to get mad at her. She got dragged. Them women in the chat, they cussed that woman out. She nasty. I can't stand her. She got dragged. She got dragged. She called her to the Wiley Show. Storm is at a conference and blah, 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 blah. Them women drug her for filth. She's stupid. What kind of woman all that cussing on her birthday week? And she was cussing. How you gonna get mad at me because you stink? That ain't my problem. You smell like fish. Stop eating all them crab legs and all them cheap fish sticks. Ain't my fault you smell like fish on your birthday. That's not my fault that your pH balance is messed up and you the beard from Storm. That ain't my fault. Because when you eat all them you know, all of them, you know, them fish sticks, it messes up your yoni smell. And you know, she grew up in the project, so all she gotta do is eat them, you know, some sardines, you know, and crackers. It messes up your smell down there. It does. Say, Wiley, this is so old. This is all about move on. No, I ain't gonna move on. Look at these Arman Wiggins supporters coming in the chat telling me to move on. No. Why would I have to move on? Because I'm talking. These Arman Wiggins supporters in the chat telling me to move on. Nope. Why would I move on? Y'all too weak for telling me to move on. I can talk about what I want to talk about because it's my show. It's my show. They mad. Why don't you move on? Nope. Arman Wiggins fans, y'all don't make y'all, man, please. Y'all really think y'all gonna come here and control me and tell me what I'm gonna talk about? Nope. I'm gonna take my time. I'm gonna say it. Ain't my fault that y'all want to sleep with Arman Wiggins and you can't sleep with him. Y'all sending pictures of y'all with no clothes on. Y'all want to sleep with Arman Wiggins. You want to sleep with him mad because you can't sleep with him, and you want to come here thinking that's gonna make you get on. Nope. He don't even like you. You too dark skinned. He ain't gonna give you his boyfriend's a little light skinned than you. And he's mostly like a bottom. He got that breadbasket train. Okay, I'm mind my business. Let me shut up. That's how she sound. So Storm Monroe is paying her bills too. She said, "What if she is this great? She's a good-looking woman, and she's gorgeous, good-looking, thick, but she smell like fish. You know, she smell like fish, and that's all my problem. They ain't my problem." And she got on the show, and she called in, and we didn't call in. And then Storm told her he can't come on your show. And she called me and I said, you know, Storm won't want me on your show. She said, yeah, Storm said you're not allowed to come on my show. I'm like, okay, then, you know, I have my own show, whatever. You get Boris up on there. Okay. I have my own show. But she wanted me to go on her show, but I don't want to make Storm jealous. I said, I come on your show, we do a date. I said we could do a date. We do our own date. You want to date me, Wally? Yeah, we could do a date. It'd be better to start more entertaining than that boring, dry date that y'all boring, dry. It was boring. So, Storm Monroe and Arman Wiggins, we talk about them. And now it was a tuna mill. Okay, we talked about these two individuals, and Storm is Arman is talking about Storm, just make him look bad, saying it so that Storm is buying views. Now it's working for Storm Monroe. 2024 is coming up. I think that I'm going to shock the world in 2024 because I'm going to do other things as well. We have already implemented some great changes over here in the Wiley Show. We're growing in subscribers. And Arman is pissed because we talk about female rappers, and it's so refreshing that they are already showing us love. Lotto people showing us love as well. And we're growing. Megan Thee Stallion people showing us love. We got blocked by Megan Thee Stallion ex-boyfriend. Got blocked by some Megan Thee Stallion. We got followed by some Megan Thee Stallion fan pages. Meg herself did not follow. Some of her team members have followed her. That work on her team have followed us. Said, bro, keep up the good work. It's been enough for her. It was amazing. It was a great vibe. And I did that by accident. I wasn't planning to do this YouTube user. I did it by accident, Danny. I did it by accident. I literally just posted about female rap by accident. It just so happened, it just clicked. And I said, people love it. They like my Nicki Minaj videos is still doing numbers. I'm still getting hate mail from Nicki fans, cussed out by Nicki fans on my Facebook page. I was myself. I was being authentically me. I talk about people for a living, and I can drag people. So I got blocked by her ex, because he felt people were saying, "Why are you misinformed? He's rich. He got more money than you." It's not that he have more money than me. It's because I give my opinion. He may have more money than me, but I have a mouth. And I always get blocked. I believe 2024, I will be getting unblocked by some people. Some people have me blocked because they follow in trends, but I don't care because you still watch the Wiley Show. So you can block me on Instagram. I have a troll phone. I go on my troll phone and see what these people post. And I don't necessarily have to go on my troll phone because I'll have to do on my troll phone because I get a phone call from people that tell me what these people say and they tape about it. So they send me the stuff. So that's what they do. They send me the topics, they send me the stuff, they send me the stuff. So what I'm gonna do in 2024 is just to do more Wally. I'm gonna be truly authentically me. And I love me. And this is my personality. I love talking about people. This is why we accumulated a show. Now, I did try to follow other people. Oh, be professional, calm, slow-spoken, but I was boring. I put myself to sleep. If I cannot watch my stuff back and laugh, I did a terrible job. If I could watch myself and laugh and be like, did I really say that? Because sometimes I don't know what I'm saying because I'm in the moment. And it's like a spirit take over me. I'm saying all this stuff. Then I watch it back and I laugh. I be dragging, I laugh. Like I didn't even know I really was dragging Stacey Abrams like that. But I put it in my mind, I say it. So we talk about it. So again, Arman and Storm and all of these people, we just bring it up and talk about it. Why not? Y'all watch us, 324 people watching. So why not talk? You're here watching me because I'm being me. I'm a true authentically me. And I know what y'all gonna say. Wally jealous. Who cares? But I'm gonna give my opinion. Y'all said about Megan, Wally jealous of Lotta, Wally jealous of Nikki, Wally jealous of this. Every opinion that I get, I'm jealous. You're jealous of Donald Trump. You're jealous of Kamala Harris. You're jealous of Biden. I'm gonna give my opinion. This show is I tune in to bring you happiness. That's what I do on this particular show. Just bring you happiness. So I open up the phone lines. If y'all want the phone lines, the Barb needs to worry about the album that's not coming out in December. That's what the Barb needs to worry about. And we'll talk about Nicki Minaj. We talk because she's great numbers. Anybody want to call in? Do y'all think Armon Wiggins is jealous of Storm Monroe? Do you think Storm Monroe is jealous of Armon Wiggins? I want to know y'all thoughts about it because maybe I'm just thinking this out of my neck. Let me know. Have Storm Monroe surpass Armon Wiggins? And we'll post the number on the screen. Let me know. If that's the truth. Let me know in the chat. If that's the case. If y'all are here, if y'all want to call in, that is the number. Okay? That is the number. How did it happen? It's multiple reasons why. It was a great ally with Tasha K. It was a great ally with Tasha K. Tasha K helped Storm out more, and he got the Jack Wright, and Jack Wright have helped Storm a lot. She helped boost that man up, and he brought her back, and is giving him and it's great timing to bring her back because he bringing her back when it's needed, when Jack was getting drugged, or not, she was getting drugged. She was getting talked about like, oh, look what she said about Diddy. Look what Jack Wright said about Diddy. Look what Jack said about this person and Clyde Davis, etc. And he brought that woman back and it pushed her to the next limit. Okay. He pushed her to it was a great moment of time. And I think Armand don't have those type of allies because he originally should have had this woman on the show at first. Originally, Jack was supposed to go on Armand's show. And then Armand dragged her, and she went over to Storm Monroe, and Storm took that opportunity. He took that opportunity. Now that helped Storm stay on top in this sector. That helped her, and he got that relationship. Even Tasha K was shocked that Storm got that much success with Jag, and it happened. It meshed well. It reminded me of Kaya and T.S. Madison. It just matched very well. It matched very well. And that's how it happened. So if you didn't know, now you know. And she's crazy, and Storm just take the crazy and push that crazy out. And it's about the Diddy story. This is the time. I could have brought Jag on. I don't think it would work the same. Maybe. It would be different. It would be different. It would be different. It would have been different. But I just didn't want to get in the same room with Jag. Because she's crazy. She's crazy. You don't know what kind of Jag you're going to get, you know. Because she even going against the people that brought her on the show before said they scammed her out of money. Girl, you went and did that production show for free. How could they scam you out of something you said you didn't want the money? But now you need the money. See, this is the weird stuff that she does. You come in and say you rich, then you drag these people. Like, it's crazy. Like, you did a lot of stuff. Jack should be wealthy, but she do stuff for free. Okay, should have did you got used by a lot of people. You should be wealthy. You should be wealthy. You should be out of them extended stay. You should house hopping. You should have your own house. You made a lot of content creators rich. Like, made a lot of money. Storm made his greatest money during that time with Jag. His greatest checks ever. And those videos, because they're talking about Jag Br0Ke, the old videos are coming back up in the algorithm. He can eat off that. That's the beauty of having those type of catalogs. And I wish him nothing but the success. And I think what Arman he struggled with, he didn't have those relationships with Jag. He criticized people that work with Jag Br0Ke, call them stupid. And he said, you cannot be my friends if you friends with Jag Br0Ke or have her on the show. But then he'll come out and lie and say, if it's content, if it's content, you can do it if you want it, you know, it's blah, blah, blah. He'll try to change it up. But no, he got upset when Jag worked with his best friend. He stopped working with King because Jag was working. But Storm don't care. It's about making that money dollar. And I agree with Storm. Go with somebody that you making great content. Go on out there and you entertain Jag Br0Ke and Br0Ke. Don't let nobody tell you can't have Jag on your show. Bring Jag Br0Ke on your show. Who gives a darn if Armon don't like it? Who cares? Because if the shoe was on the other foot, he would do it. Period. If Tasha K invite Armon to her app, he's going to go. So all this fake outrage is just stupid because it's not sincere. It's dumb. It's stupid. And it's all about who can control. And I don't want to bring these people on my show because I can't control them. And Armon is a person that she can't control. She can't even control Storm no more. Because Storm woke up and said, B, I don't need you, B. I don't need you, B. I got this on my own, B. You slip foot, B. He been doing the work. And so, you know, Storm have been doing it independently. And so that's something I think he could sleep better, say, I've done it on my own. Well, technically, no, you didn't, but I get the point. You're on your own now. But he done it. He got help. Armon got the help all by himself. And I think Armon have to understand that it's not just about you wearing expensive clothes. You also got to deliver. And he abandoned his audience too. You abandoned your audience. You didn't give a care about your audience. Yo, Armon, when you go, I go live when I feel like going live. I'm busy. Oh, okay. I'm doing pre-recording. I'm not gonna go live in 6 months and 2 years. I'm no longer going live in 6 months. Then you lying and you going live next week. Why are you lying to your audience? I'm no longer going live and taking a 2-year hiatus. Like what? What did you just say? And then you go live and you throw out against Storm and Armon. I mean, Storm and Wally. Pretty much you going, hey, Storm and Wally. You talk about me and Storm. Y'all want the king to talk about Tasha K. And y'all want the king because I only could do it right. I do it better because these other people can't explain it right. Who you talking about? You're talking about Storm and Wally, particularly Storm. Because Wally numbers have been Wally numbers. You talking about Storm Monroe. You talking about Storm. You're talking about Storm Monroe. Okay? That's who you talking about. Yeah, everybody else, but you're talking about Storm, and I picked that you're talking about Storm Monroe. And that's why I was like, he feels some type of way about Storm. I ain't talking about, he feels some type of way about Storm. He was very critical of Storm Monroe. I'm talented in Storm. Storm is low down. He's on the down low. He's weak, and he still got that video. He was talking about Storm Monroe, and it eats him up on the inside that Storm have surpassed him when he should have been the one surpassed. And when he talked about how Storm surpassed him, It's going to be about Tasha K. Storm Monroe was only brought up because of Tasha K. And Armon kept saying, no mentor. I did it without a mentor. That's about Tasha K. That's about Storm and Tasha K. Yeah. All right? He don't like Storm. He still don't like her. And I sit through it. And I'm going to bring the beat. He don't like Storm. He tolerates Storm. It's the difference. And then Storm is stupid because then Armon tried to clout chase on Storm when Storm get his numbers up. Don't you be stupid. I see right through that. Storm had the white witch on. Here go Armon coming up on the show. Why he ain't on the show when he doing a date with Diana Ross wig? He nowhere. He's an opportunist, and he got a clout chase. It makes him feel so he got a clout chase off a Storm. Okay? He talking about Storm Monroe. Y'all keep talking about he talking about Storm Monroe. He ain't talking about nobody. He's talking about Storm Monroe. None of these other people he's talking about. He ain't talking about none of these other people. He talking about Storm. That eats him up on the inside. Talk about that Storm Monroe. Because Storm is talking about this show, seeing stuff like that. He ain't talking about nobody else. He's talking about Storm. Y'all think that he's talking about these other people. He could be. But his main target is Storm. Oh, he's talking about that Storm Monroe. It eats up a lot of that Storm getting all that, the clicks and views. And he's studying these other people. He's talking about Storm. And I see right through. I know how this man think. He's talking about Storm Monroe. And when he brags about, y'all don't know what I'm about to do in 2024. Oh, this new era of Armon Wiggins is going to shake up the street. Talking about Storm Monroe. Because he's trying to do a new era. Good. And I think he got to be careful talking about that because he talked about a new era before. He was just on HBO Max and that didn't hit. So you got to be careful when you talk about this new era because the public, it better be hot. Because the last time you talked about that cartoon and lied, it said it's going to be on TV and the thing was on YouTube. He only had about 5-second part. So you got to be careful boosting that up. Stop boosting that up. Baby, this new era, and that's okay to say new era is going to probably be better than last year. But he be boosting it up like, baby, he about to host his own daytime television show. Do you hear what I'm saying? On HBO Max, and I did the free trial and ended my thing. I just seen what's going on over there. And he did that cloud chase off Malaga Grams. She got less than his. They said down the Ross wig. They saw HBO Max. So that's what we talk about. And it's I have to bring it up. I don't know if y'all want me to hear it or not hear it, but I say I'm going to bring it up. And the only reason why I'm bringing up Arman and Storm because his people, they're citizens, and most of these are moderators. When I say people, these mostly are moderators or members and moderators. Because some of these people are so close with their moderators, they come right over to Wiley because they like the mess. They love the mess. And I keep the mess going. I would share different stuff just to get back to the other side. No one is going to get back to the side because I want a storyline. I always think about a storyline. Anything I share on the phone is for a story. I want it to come out and leak out. It is a storyline. Who don't want a storyline? So when you're sharing it to the moderators and sharing it to this moderator saying that Storm Monroe buys his click the views, I believe it. It's all, I believe he said that. I believe Armon said that. Yeah, he did that. I believe he said it. He believed that Storm buys his views. He believed that he buys his views. Now, I can't confirm that because I would have to look at his system. But Storm, I don't know. Are you buying your views? Armon, are you buying your views? Even Larry Reid be responding to Wiley. Even Larry Reid be responding to the Wiley Show. And we about to watch Larry Reid. We got some more stuff about Larry Reid. He be responding to me because people watch this show. Church people watch this show. Celebrity gossip people watch. They watch. We on the same platform as Larry, all these clowns. We on the same platform. We on YouTube. Yeah, they may get more numbers in a season, but yet we still got an audience that watch us too. And that's all. We had a pastor on this show. He called in from the Kojic Church. Called in. Had a debate about me by Brother Larry. Did y'all hear that? Baby, he called into the show. Pastor Sutchinson took over the show. Talked for about 45 minutes. Because we know how to reach people. He called in because we were talking about church subject. If you talk about church subject, church people go, oh, what are you talking about Larry? What did Larry do? Oh, he ain't nothing but a scam by somebody grab. It ain't nothing but a money grab. Now people are saying it ain't nothing but a money grab. But we led the charge. We led the charge and we talked about it. So this is what we do on the show. Okay? They just sure did hear it from Dula. They say it's more entertaining. Thank you. And we talked about it. It says nothing but a money grab. Now, when it comes to Arman and Storm, we know there's a beef between these two. They're very competitive, and they feel that one is better than the next one. And Arman have shared it on the record, and same as Storm have shared on the record, because Storm threw out and said, I'm the main character. He's throwing that at Arman Wiggins. He was throwing that at Arman Wiggins. He kept saying, I'm the main character. All right, clown, sit down somewhere, down low man, beard, weak. Because he kept saying, I'm like, why he keep saying he the main character? Then I went to Arman Wiggins. He said, I'm the king. Y'all was waiting on the king. And then you got Storm screaming, I'm the main character. Oh, this is something. I see it all. They say the only child that said that. I just see it. Like, I mean, he said, I'm the main character. I'm like, okay, clown, shut up, weak. But he kept saying that he was throwing out Arman because Arman pretty much said he ain't the main character. He said Arman feel like he the main character. All right. So that's just how that goes. Okay. But we've been on here for 2 hours, y'all. Y'all have been grateful, and this have been gracious enough for coming on this show. We have been talking about all these great topics. Y'all have been calling in. I love that. I love my shirt. I say Team Wiley, of course. We got some t-shirts on there. Make sure y'all go get y'all t-shirts. We did have a phone line. Y'all don't want to call in today, which is great because we've been on here for 2 hours and it was so good. It was a 2-hour show. And I love the 2 hour because we didn't do a 2-hour show yesterday. We was doing our members only yesterday. And I love each and every of the members as well. I think it was awesome. I think it was great. And we will see y'all again for the next episode. We got another show that we're going to do tomorrow. And we may even go back live tonight. So that's why I got to tell y'all, make sure y'all tune into the show right now and tune in. Make sure you subscribe. Hit the subscribe button. Okay. We went up in our subscriber number. And yes, I love that as well. So whatever we didn't talk about, send it to me. Y'all send us the topic. I think we talked about a lot of subjects already. It was a combustion in 2 hours. And if y'all want me to go back live, put a yes in the chat. Press if you want. If you want me to go live, type yes. You want me to go back live? Because I already know what I'm going to talk about too. I already got it in my mind what I'm going to talk about. Type yes in the chat if you want me to go back live. Type yes in the chat if you want me to go back live. Type yes in the chat. I need about 10 yeses in the chat if you want me to go back live. I need you to type yes in the chat if you want me to go back live. Type yes if you want me to go back live. What's up? You live on the Wiley Show. How you doing? You said type yes in the chat if you want to go back live. Type yes in the chat if you want me to go back. Yes. I see y'all are typing yes in the chat if you want me to go back live. Type yes in the chat if you want me to go back live. I also want to give a shout out to my top fans on my Facebook page. Shout out to my top fans on my Facebook page. There's about 4 or 5 of you all that I want to say Selena, Joe, and Julia. Shout out to my 3 top engagers on my Facebook page. We did give y'all a shout out on Facebook. I want to thank you all so very much because on Facebook actually let you know the top people on the Facebook page that show love. Thank you all so very much. Okay. So shout out. Okay, yes, we will go back live in support of you all. Make sure y'all go to my after show on Station Head. After show on Station Head. You can download Station Head right now. Go to our after show on Station Head. After show on Station Head. Go after show on Station Head. Okay, after show on Station Head. And we're still on Station Head. All right. After show on Station Head. All right. Tasha already posted that one on there. 270. And y'all better like the video. Thank y'all. Men's at the Unfiltered, okay? I think I got kicked out of. You got to get back on the station then, okay? I will see y'all again, okay? We're not going to cuss on YouTube, but I will say this, little black boy, you beautiful. Little black girl, you are enough. When times could our arms remember to put God first. Thank you all so very much. And I will see you all over there on the station head streets. Thank you all. If y'all want to contribute to the show, Cash App, $ Marquise Wiley 28. Zelle Wiley Show at gmail.com. Wait a minute, let's get to 160 likes. Keep in there, like, come on, we need it, y'all. That help us, encourage us to go to the next level. So make sure y'all click on that video over there on Station Head. Y'all make sure y'all come to YouTube and click. Okay? Thank you all so very much. And we will be right back. Well, not right back. We got to see what else we're going to talk about. Talk to y'all later. Let me go on YouTube. All right.